Hey you guys, it's Peter, and welcome to my channel, Peter Likes Books, cause I do. No, I'm not pointing to my plant, I just like books. Okay, so anyway, I have had so much fun the last couple days watching all of the booktubers do my booktuber tag. It has been so much fun, and I was really excited because if you have done it and I don't know that, tag me in it on Twitter so that I can go see it, because I'm like, it is so much fun creating a tag and then having people do it. I love it so much, right? And so anyway, Books and Lala, I watched hers from like 2 days ago, and she said that she wants me to be her booktube brother. Okay, Lala, I'm ready, I'm coming. So anyway, I love her so much, and I said I wanted her to be my booktube, big sister. So we're basically brother and sister now, Lala and I. And then Cam at Wolf Shop Publishing, he didn't really answer all the questions. He didn't answer the booktube crush. He said, but he did say that he would like me to be his booktube best friend, and I think Cam is so cool. I would totally be his best friend, like in a heartbeat, so we would have so much fun together. But I have to say, if I was not a married man and he was gay, he is very handsome. I think that Cam is very, very cute. So let's just make it even more awkward, Cam. But anyway, listen. When you've been in the closet all growing up, you can say whoever you want to say is cute. It's flattering. It's a compliment. So there you go. But anyway, today I wanted to go through and I wanted to review some of the books that I've read for November, because I've already read like 7 books, and I'm like, I cannot do like a 30-minute like wrap up at the end of the month, because I still have like, okay, mini Emoji-a-thon starts tonight. I'm currently finishing this stupid book called Bear Kid and Otter, or it's some gay, it's stupid, don't ever read it, by TJ Klune. I don't like it at all. It's like somebody told me it was really good, and I like bought into the hype. It's like a male romance, except it's not real. It's so corny. It's so corny. And but I can't DNF it, because now I have to find out what happens. There's 4 books in the series. So I'm listening to that on Audible. I'm finishing up that stupid Scholastic Trick or Treat book, which is like, oh, Martha, oh, she ran to her room. But anyway, but I have read some really great books this month too, and I wanted to go through and kind of do some reviews on them, because I think some of the reviews, especially last night, I literally finished it in a day, okay? Becky Albertalli's The Upside of Unrequited. Oh my God, this book was so fine. You know that's not how I really act, right? Like, people are like, oh my God. I mean, I don't go around the house and go, ah! I don't flip fans like on my drama channel. Oh, by the way, if you didn't know, I have a drama channel where I talk about all kinds of stuff. Today, I talked about Shannon Rose. You guys were like, who? Anyway. Yes, PP is right here next to me. Hi, baby. Oh no, we don't need to do no close-ups. Okay, so let's, grammar police. Should we get right into the reviews? Oh, by the way, if you want to see my best friend and I, we went vlogging last night. So I vlog every day for the year 2000. I'm vlogging every day for the rest of my life. But we went to Meijer, which is like Walmart, last night, and we went shopping, and I vlogged the whole thing, and it's called My Best Friend Shopping, Me and My Best Friend Shopping, or something like that. My Best Friend and I Shopping. I don't know what I called it. It doesn't matter. But anyway, we went to Meijer, and we vlogged the whole thing, and it's really cute, so you should all go watch it. Okay, how's that for where am I at? Okay, let's start. The first book I read in November, well, I started it the last week of October, and I finished it in November, was Heart-Shaped Box by Joe Hill. Okay, I ended up giving this book 4 stars, and I'll tell you why. I thought it was beautifully written. I thought it was very slow. I thought it was really boring, paranormal. I don't know. Maybe I don't like paranormal stuff, but I love watching paranormal movies, so it was very dark for me. I mean, people had gone on and on and on about Joe Hill forever. And I was like, I cannot wait to read this book. And it just really wasn't all that for me. I just really wasn't that impressed. I was like, is this it? Like, and I'm sitting here, and I mean, honestly, I just finished this book 2 weeks ago, and I can't even remember what happened at the end of it. Oh, now I do. Kind of. Who'd care? Anyway, I mean, it really wasn't that good. It just really wasn't. And I was so, like, unimpressed with it. I mean, yes, it was lengthy. Yes, it was developed, but it just was long. You know what I mean? Like, I just didn't love it. Okay, and then, I mean, I'm sitting here, you guys, and I'm like, how did it end? I really cannot remember. Can somebody leave me in the can somebody DM me on Twitter and tell me how it ends? I don't remember. I remember they went to the sister's house. This is all spoiler free. the sister's house and then all that and something about a hotel room. I kind of don't remember, honestly. Oh, yes, I totally do remember now what happens. Oh, it ends on a happy note. Of course it does. Okay, Murder on the Orient Express by Agatha Christie. I finished on the 10th of November, and I wanted to read it before the movie came out because I wanted to see the movie right away. Guess what? I haven't seen the movie, and I heard it was really slow. But I love those old school Agatha Christie movies. So I don't know. I gave it a 5 out of 5. I thought it was fantastic. But I had seen the movies in the past and not read the book. Or seen the movie in the past and not read the book. And the one with Peter Ustinov. And I remembered, like, I was literally, like, almost finished with the book. And I was like, oh, I remember how this happens now. And then it was just ruined for me, you know? So, the next book I read was Emma in the Night by Wendy Walker. Okay, I gave this book 5 stars. This book was so fine. I thought it was a young adult novel, but it reads as an adult novel. It doesn't read as a young adult novel, even though it's about a teenage girl. I told my best friend to read it. She loved it too, and she does not like young adult. She likes mysteries and suspense thrillers. She thought it was fantastic. It goes in depth about the research of narcissistic personality disorder. It's fantastic how she describes it in the book. And the book is, so good. And let me just tell you, okay? You think you know what's going to happen at the end of this book? No, baby. This ain't no Woman in Cabin 10, okay? You have no clue what's happening at the end of this book. I'm telling you right now, okay? It is a true mystery till the very end. Then the next book I read, I gave a lot of 5 stars. Now, you guys, I have like really slowed down on the 5 stars because I really only want to give 5 stars to books that I truly think they deserve it. So I gave that a 5 star. And then I read My Best Friend's Exorcism by Grady Hendrix. And it's interesting because so many people have like tweeted me and commented on my videos and said, I really want to know what you think about My Best Friend's Exorcism because I read it and I want to know what you think. And on and on and on. Okay, so this is what I think. I gave it 5 stars. I would, honest to God, I mean, it's not as fine as like, Angie Thomas's The Hate U Give. But I think it is worthy of about a 97%, 98. Because it achieves what it is meant to achieve. And it's really about this long-standing friendship between 2 girls. And the pop cultural references, which are all late 80s and like even middle school for me, were all spot on. I mean, spot on. And I totally felt like I was in high school again reading this book. I totally related to their friendship. The whole paranormal aspect of it with the exorcism is fantastically done. It's not a tongue-in-cheek title. It is really about a demon-possessed girl. So, I mean, that like you need to know that before you go into it. It is so well done. I don't want to ruin anything for you with what happens, but I will tell you this. At the end of the book, I sobbed. I sobbed at the end of this book. What's his name? Grady Hendrix, I think is his name that wrote this book. He is such a Grady Hendrix, such a fantastic writer. I want to make sure that I didn't misgender him. It is he, right? Let me look up his Goodreads author profile. It's a he. Okay, so Grady Hendrix, he writes this book that's pop culture and kind of like a mystery, and you don't really know what's going on, and it's very confusing at times, but so interesting you can't stop reading it. But at the same time, so fantastically emotional. I mean, it is so heartfelt and endearing. I love this book. Grady, if you ever have a chance to watch this video, I just want to say to you, I will forever remember this book and never forget it. I mean, it is really that good, you guys. But I think also it's really a book for like, if you came from the late 80s and you were in high school then, it will mean more to you. I really think so. And it's just, I loved it. Okay, the next book that I read was by Paula Trek-DeBoard, and that was The Drowning Girls. Now, I have read The Drowning Girls, or I have read Paula Trek-DeBoard's The Morning Hours, and This Fragile World, and this was the 3rd one of hers that I've read, and then she has a 4th one coming out in January. I have gone on and 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 on about Paula Trek-DeBoard, about how much I love her. I love The Morning Hours. I love This Fragile World. I thought they were both fantastic. I did not love this book. I gave it 4 stars. It is about a topic that is uncomfortable to read. So I don't know if that's it or if that was part of what she was trying to attempt. And I gave it 4 stars because it's beautifully wound together. And where it ends up from where it starts is like You are literally on an emotional roller coaster, okay? And so from that aspect, it was very good. Like, it's deserving of a 4. If you guys like suspense and all that kind of stuff, you can read it, but it's like, it's uncomfortable to read, just because so it's about this couple, and they move into this rich neighborhood because of this guy's job. And so his wife is like a school guidance counselor. And it's very Lolita-ish. That's all I'll say. And it's just, you know, like, I don't know. I wasn't prepared for that. I think that was part of it. But, like, I remember years ago when I took a film class, and in the movie Crooklyn by Spike Lee, that if you watch certain parts of it, you don't notice it as a watcher unless you're looking for it, but he moves the camera in. And so as you're watching it, you start feeling uncomfortable. You feel like hot. And he does that on purpose for the viewer to feel uncomfortable. I think the build-up, because it goes back and forth between 2 years in this, it goes back from 2015 to 2014, I think she does that to build a crescendo of being uncomfortable, and it works. So for that, I mean, she is a phenomenal writer. I cannot wait till her next book. But it just, I finished it, and I just was like, I'm glad I'm done with that. Like, I was glad I read it, but I was like, yeah, I'm glad I'm done with that. Next, I need a happy read. Do you ever feel that way? Like, I need a happy read. That's where I was. So I gave it 4 stars. So I probably give it like a 92%. Honestly, it was really that good. And then I said I was going to read this as a group read this month. So I just finished reading To Kill a Mockingbird. I listened to it on Audible, and Sissy Spacek is the narrator. It was fantastic, but I know the movie so well that there were times that she said lines unlike Scout or Jean Louise, who's the narrator of the movie. And I was like, you know, like at the end of it when she's like, Cecil, Jacobs is a big wet hen. Like, she doesn't say it like that in the book. And so I'm like saying it out loud, like, Sissy, you got it wrong, you know? But like, it is a book interpretation. I have to say this, like, I had forgotten so much of it. Like, to be completely honest with you, I had completely forgotten that Aunt Alexandria ever moves in with them. Like, what? Like, I had forgotten all about that, right? And so it's interesting how movies really form ideas about books in your head that aren't true, because I had this whole belief about To Kill a Mockingbird. Aunt Alexandria has such a prominent part in this book, as does Calpurnia. And, you know, it's interesting reading this, and now I'm thinking I do want to read Go Set a Watchman again, because there are things in Go Set a Watchman that were alluded to that I didn't remember from To Kill a Mockingbird, because I was remembering the movie, not the book. The book is so fantastic. There are some parts of the book that I mean, you know, the friendship between all of them is so much. I love the scene when Dill runs back out and gives her a kiss because they're engaged. And just, you know, Scout's attitude in her life. And it's interesting because you guys know I have a dog named Boo Radley, right? And so, you know, my dog is very much like a Boo Radley, I've always said. But in reading this book and listening very carefully to every word of it, and I'm so glad I listened to the audio version so that I could really pay attention. My dog is very much a Scout, not a Boo Radley. And, you know, he's very curious. He's very innocent. He follows his brothers around. He's not jaded. He's a happy dog. And I think, you know, he lives in his own kind of world. And that's very much how Scout is. And there's a dreaminess about her, but at the same time, a realism and idealism that I absolutely adore. And when you read Go Set a Watchman, as an adult, Jean Louise is the same way. And so to go back now and see those two books together and know that Jean Louise never lost that, it just makes it so much better for me. And I love Scout more in the book than I do in the movie. And I never realized that before. So, and then the last book that I have read this month is The Upside of Unrequited by Becky Albertalli. I did not want to read this book, okay? I don't know why. I loved Simon versus the Homo sapien Agenda. Now, let me just tell you, and this will spoil, it's a spoiler, but it's not really, okay? Because you won't know when it's going to happen. Simon makes a cameo in this book. I love when authors do that, okay? I love when authors do that. It's real short, but he makes a cameo in this book. And I love everything about this book. It's about twin sisters. And you know what? Like, I'm halfway through it, and I'm sitting there, and I'm thinking to myself, oh my God, you know, I wrote a book about twins. So I wrote a book about twin brothers, one gay, one straight, and that's the same with this book. And It's just very, very interesting. I don't know. I guess maybe people could say that Molly was pansexual, if that is addressed in there. The book is so fantastic. It addresses love, teenage love. They talk like real teenagers talk. Thank you, Becky Albertalli, for teenagers that talk like real teenagers talk. Thank God. For once, you know what I mean? Like, and not in a classless way. It just done so well, you know? And I loved Molly as a character. I was so Molly in high school. I really was her. And, you know, I just was always out of the loop and had body weight issues. And I'm not ruining anything for you. You guys, everybody needs to go read this book. It's fantastic. Now, I will tell you, there was a part in this book when I could not stop smiling, okay, for pages. And if you've read it, you know the part I'm talking about. And I've read these kind of scenes in books before, but it was done. Whoo! There is a scene in the movie, Some Kind of Wonderful. Have you guys seen that movie? Do you remember the scene on the motorcycle? Okay, it was so similar to that. I was like, I literally was getting chills reading it. I was like, this is so fantastic. This is love, 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 love. I love love. I love being in love. I love the idea of love. I love reading about love. I love it all. So, Becky Albertalli, 5 stars for The Upside of Unrequited. It was so fantastic. So, so fantastic. I loved it. Probably my top 3 books of the year, I would say, so far. And it's really weird because it's very similar to Eliza and Her Monsters, kind of. And I'm like, okay, which one do you like more? Which one do you like more? And I have to say, I like this one a little bit more. I can't believe I'm saying that, but I do. So anyway, those are my reviews so far for this month. Leave me any suggestions you have in the comment section below, and I will be back tomorrow. I love you guys. Bye.